Can you assess or improve data quality when nobody gives you a clue what the data set is all about?
Absolutely not.
Uh-oh, in the real world, you have to. And I'll show you how. You can even catch issues that the experts can't. So hold on to your Frappuccino. It's the Data Quality Coffee. I'm Chip Block with DataKitchen. Today's topic, data quality without a clue. It's common enough as an organization grows that technical experts and domain experts become isolated from each other. After all, operations people have plenty to do running the business. Add in outsourcing, offshoring, and remote work, and it's harder and harder to bridge time, space, incentives, and even cultural differences to get your data team and your line of business stakeholders on the same wavelength. Realistically, the larger the company, the harder it is to even identify a person who knows the nuances of the data, much less to sit down and work through data quality standards together. Working with third-party data sets or data aggregators? Good luck. And have you ever noticed that documentation isn't always so relevant or up to date? If you were waiting for somebody else's comprehensive testing plan, you might need a plan B. If these scenarios sound strangely familiar to you, I can tell you you're not alone. Even in an ideal world, different data sets have different levels of governance. And with requirements of AI and predictive modeling, those priorities can change rapidly. So what can you do, facing real-world constraints, to improve the quality and usability of the data your company relies on? Is it possible to do legitimate, credible data quality testing on data you don't already know cold? First, let's talk about the kinds of quality problems you can't test with limited business knowledge. Intricate business rules, relationships between column values, table values, and aggregates usually require some level of insight into how a company operates. Maybe pricing should be zero only for product samples. Maybe extended payment terms should be specially approved. Maybe your company doesn't overnight ship perishable products on Fridays. Compiling these rules, not to mention coding effective tests, takes time, effort, and investigation. At the end of the day, you can end up with a small number of narrowly focused tests, typically created to stop a problem you've seen before from happening again. Now, I'm not actually criticizing this workflow, and one of the things TestGen does is support it. But there are some drawbacks. For one, hand-coded tests don't scale very well. It's harder to build and apply them to a wide range of data. The other thing to remember is that tomorrow's problems can be very different from today's. As important as it is, this emphasis can leave you with a reactive, crisis-driven approach to protecting your data. Think of it this way. Let's say your house gets robbed. A thief walked boldly through the front door. So you hire a guard to sit outside the door and make sure it never ever happens again. That's great. That'll help you sleep at night. But what if the thief goes around to the back door? Our open source data quality testing software, TestGen, is built on the premise that you shouldn't have to guess, account for, or experience every kind of data vulnerability in order to protect yourself. TestGen deploys a range of common sense tests across every column present in your data. You can think of it as a burglar alarm, where simple, low-cost sensors detect anomalies that can each indicate a problem. The result is a protective blanket of tests. They may not catch every complex issue, but they protect against vulnerabilities you didn't see coming. The bonus is this: TestGen is a burglar alarm that installs itself. The first thing you do with TestGen is the profiling step, where TestGen learns about your data column by column and performs an initial screen for hygiene issues. The hygiene screen applies a range of standards and best practices to what it finds in your data. What does it find? It's looking for 27 different problem areas: internal inconsistencies, bad formats, artifacts of processing. Some of these are data errors, others are usability issues, the kind of gotchas we've seen that come back to haunt data consumers again and again. I'm talking about things like empty columns, data that may not have been parsed correctly, multiple depictions of blank values, inconsistent coding, casing, format patterns, bad zip codes, incorrect or inconsistent data types. TestGen also flags 24 different types of personally identifiable information, providing another level of protection for privacy and data security. You don't need an MBA in the room to know these kinds of things are data problems, but they're exactly the kind of nasty flaws, inconsistencies, and usability issues that kill the productivity of MBAs and data scientists and damage the reliability of their predictive models and their insights. The more of these issues that you can address and take off the table as part of your own standard procedures, the further you get with the resources you have to make your users more capable and efficient. Then, it's easy to extend TestGen's burglar alarm to your production data, build after build, refresh after refresh. TestGen uses its profiling results as a baseline to infer a set of rules about each column that can apply to each new iteration of your data in production. We call this generative data quality. As of now, we have 46 test types. 35 of them are automatically selected and fitted to your columns. The idea is to identify any significant difference from your baseline data that can indicate a problem, and to catch those problems before your data consumers. This kind of test, selected and applied automatically, includes flagging changes to codes and categories, recency tests for transactional data based on inferred schedules, statistical tests for outliers or shifts like percentages of missing data and unique values. The result? You deploy credible, refinable testing when business information is limited or unreliable. You're alerted to a broad range of changes that are caused by error or to legitimate changes from upstream that can break logic assumptions downstream. You make an impact right away, with less expertise, for less cost, while the complex rules and wish lists might still be on the drawing board. I'll do another video to show how to take your progress even further by refining your criteria and setting up business rule tests the easy way. But if nothing else, remember this: it's easy to start testing now. Refine your criteria as you go and automatically keep it relevant. Data quality is a pain point in every organization. The people who aim for good enough data, the best they'll ever get is mediocre results. Here's some career advice from Uncle Chip. You're not a bot. If you're smart and motivated, move fast and fix things. Point TestGen at your data, take its measure, and seize the moment to make a difference. Download TestGen and start measuring and improving the quality of your data. It's open source and free. If your problem is more complicated, if you have your own ideas, or if you just want to talk about better data quality, reach out to me directly. I'd love to hear from you.